Okay, it is 5 o'clock. We will call the Board of Works and Public Safety meeting to order here, July 13th, 2026 in the council chambers. Tonight, we will start our agenda with our roll call. Dan, please.
Dan Lipke, Board of Public Works and Safety.
Jake Vissing, City Attorney.
Justin Green, Mayor.
Melissa Day, Deputy Clerk Treasurer.
Warren Jones, Board of Works and Public Safety.
Okay, we are all present and accounted for. So please, we will start the agenda with the minutes from June 8th, page 1 through 3.
I'll make a motion to accept the minutes of June 8th, 2026.
Dan makes a motion to approve.
I'll second.
Warren seconds. All in favor, signify
Aye.
by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Please, we will move to the mayor's comments. The board had a handful of things to share with you. Again, probably being the most visual component is our federal highway project on South Main, Phase 2, as it's aptly referred to here. Phase 2 is certainly getting a visual of completion. And so there are some trenches that were being laid asphalt into because the next real work is milling. So milling down South Main from the south gate of the square to the Blue River Bridge is that scope of work. And so as they work to get everything buttoned up and then milled an even layer for that rough addition, then as it's scheduled now, July 20th, rain delays, certainly a day or plus or minus there, but July 20th is the projected paving date to start. And so, as you well know, there's quite a wide footprint in that corridor, and so it will be flagged. It won't be closed. We'll be able to pave one and flag on the other, cure, and then rotate over. And so that is the plan. And so, truck, I'm going to look over your shoulder. We need to turn a page. Please. And so right now that is July 20th. From that standpoint, everything else is wrapping up. There's been some, the landscaping show up, some finishing touches on the concrete, where it marries up to the Monon South Walking Trail on east or west of the road. Those approaches have been poured. So really, like I said, it is winding down in a very appropriate way. So glad to report on that. Speaking of some work and some construction, we had groundbreaking board you'll be interested in for the Mason Manor Ready 2 project since we've met last. And so that is officially kicked off. So if you're on the east side of town, you'll see a large amount of dirt that has been moved for foundation and site prep for those new apartment buildings. And that has got a timed completion as well. Anything that we talk about in the ready vein has some time restraints, so they're going to work pretty diligently on that and keep moving forward. Again, a little construction as we move out of the federal highway thought and we talk about community crossing matching grant, CCMG, as we have abbreviated many times. Just a reminder, the CCMG current award that we're starting is the southeastern part of Jackson. So plus or minus Emma Street to 160, where the state picks back up. Again, just as a reminder, state of Indiana does not own Jackson Street, city of Salem does. And so that change happened a number of years ago in exchange when the truck route was completed and finished. So we're doing Jackson in half. The next application will take Emma Street plus or minus then back to the stoplight intersection of Main. Hillside, as you know, there's a lot of storm water then that comes off of that and does collect. We've got some stormwater issues more so on the southern part that we've not yet got the award for, so that's the hope and the goal. But the one we're getting ready to start will then come after this July 20th. So there'll be some succession there of 2-3 days, I think, of some quietness. The Jackson Street project is nothing like a complete rebuild. It is a much larger footprint in the sense because it was the old roadbed of the state. There's a lot of right-of-way there. It's going to be a lot easier to work out there on Jackson. There'll be a lot of opportunity just for the lane diversions. So the biggest thing is keeping emergency services flowing with our ambulance service and sheriff's department, and so we've got that in our minds and making sure that flows very smoothly because that needs to happen on that side of town. So look for that to start. If it doesn't within that following week in July, it probably likely to be 1st of August. Two more items I see here. I just want to remind board, remind the council too, this Friday, please, if your schedule allows, we'll have another On the Bricks series. So this will be food trucks on the bricks. So please come and eat and sample 6 to 8. Free admission. It is one of those, again, events for everybody that's at no cost other than what you want to purchase and eat and sample. But come out. I think the weather's going to cooperate. The small chance of rain may work in our favor, so I think we're okay. But yeah, Friday here on the bricks, just outside of City Hall. One last thing, I just want to remind everybody, if you haven't checked, and this is for the audience more so than my board, the community calendar, please, it is up and running and doing a lot of volunteer updates as far as people are putting posts on there for their events. So if you're a nonprofit, if you've got something going on, and please, this is countywide. I don't want this to be a Salem specific site. You know, our Pekin folks to Campbellsburg direction, this is a community calendar that I hope everybody accesses and uses. Go to the City of Salem website, cityofsalemin.com. Just bookmark that calendar page. It's right there on the home page, and it is updated every 24 hours. And so there's a lot of events on there. Help spread the word. But please, if you have an event, please add it manually if you want. You can call us, we can add it. But it does scrape social media in such a way, if there's an event posted, it will find it and put it on there. But it has to be an event. So I just want to make that point. You can't just make a post. It won't, as the technology goes, it has to be an event that's created. It'll know that difference. So, but please, look at it, see what's going on in our community. Okay, please, board, let's get back to the agenda. Reports from departments, wastewater. Please, Brandon, if you come forward.
Good evening. On June 2nd, we had a pump start acting up at Allen Court. We replaced the fuses. It worked just fine. Next day, they were blown again. Pump was on its way to going out, so we pulled it, but we did get it back in on the 23rd. On the week of the 8th, I was off on vacation, so we had Mike working on televising sewers all week, and Jim bush hogged the lagoons all week. On the 16th, we had startups on 2 different mission dialers for Standish Street and Elizabeth Street. They are online and working as they should now, which they started up 3 more today, which is on that side of town too. They're slowly doing a little bit here and there. June 17th, we replaced the tap at 401 Jackson Street. Had roots in an old tile line, or an old galvanized line. On the 18th, Temple and Temple plugged the abandoned line coming in the manhole at Green's car lot. It's taken on groundwater, causing a suck hole around the manhole. And since the line's been plugged, the suck hole stopped settling, and it's scheduled to be paved, and it should be good to go now. The line is about 20 foot deep there, so that's something that we had to call someone else in to get down in there with the proper equipment to be able to do that. On June 22nd, Link Electric switched over 3 different electrical services at Salem Hardwood, John Jones, and Jim Day Road lift stations. They are ready for our backup generators now. We're still waiting on the startup for the backup generators, but they have the capability now. And they are still continuing to switch over several as we go. Tomorrow we got startups at Elizabeth Street on the generator, which is a permanent generator, but after tomorrow, hopefully we can just have it online, ready to go. On June 29th, the airport had a sewage backup. We discovered that the pumps had a runtime limit set of 10 minutes. And they had a heavy rain event, which caused them to back up, and the pump shut off because they ran for longer than 10 minutes. We've upped the runtime, and we plan on adding a backflow preventer so this doesn't happen in the future. June 30th, we replaced the lateral line for 200 South High. We replaced the tap last month sometime, and we stopped right at the curb. And of course, right underneath the curb, there was another root ball. So we had to go back in and tie it into their line just underneath the curb, which is their line came out plastic. We were plastic at that point, so just a short point repair, and it is plastic from the yard all the way to the main now. We went ahead and put a clean out there, just so if there's ever any issues in the future, we can help diagnose the issue. And that is all I have for June.
Question about the startup. So when those new generators at the lift stations, do they, are you, like you said about the one at Elizabeth, so it would continue, is that our I guess, option or our desire, once we test them, do we then leave them on?
Yes, because they're on automatic,
They're
so
on-
if they drop power, they'll just kick right on. They will send us a notification because of the mission nose that's on them, so we'll know the generator's on, so we can know that there's an issue to
Okay.
contact Duke or whatever the problem may be. But yes, they will be on automatic and should be seamless.
Right, okay.
But these other stations, like I've mentioned, they are our portable generator we'd have to take out there in the event of a longer power outage. So,
Okay. Board, any question of Brandon?
I have none.
alrighty, thank you.
Okay. Please, water utility.
Hello. All monthly samples were, monitoring samples were successfully analyzed and approved for the month of June. The plant maintenance on clarifier number 2 continued from May. We drained and cleaned the basin. The repairs, we welded the scraper chain and installed new tracking tension springs. Drained and thoroughly cleaned the backwash tank while the ongoing clarifier maintenance was being finalized. We greased all the clarifier chains, bearings, and structural mounting plates. Chemical feed systems performed routine preventative maintenance on chemical delivery pumps, including changing out the heads, rollers as needed. Routine inspections, conducted physical checks on all water storage towers and booster stations twice a week. Tecumseh Tower, we installed and calibrated a new pressure transmitter. And on Etzler Drive Upright Tower, we successfully completed a visual structure inspection in partnership with USG. And the distribution system maintenance conducted a system-wide directional hydrant flushing during the month of June as part of a routine maintenance.
Speaking of tower maintenance, which is the next out of the 5?
West,
West, that's right.
Mhm.
Okay.
August 24th, I believe.
And is it a washout or is it?
It's a washout.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. So what, when?
I believe it's August 24th.
Okay.
Yep, coming up.
Knew it was coming up.
Yeah.
I was drawing a blank on which one. Okay. Questions, Jennifer?
No,
I have none.
Thank you. Okay. Board, please, your utility adjustments in are on pages 4 and 5.
I'll make a motion to accept the utility adjustments as stated.
Warren makes a motion to approve.
I'll second that motion.
Dan seconds. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign. Okay, unfinished and old. I don't have any other than what I read to you in the mayor update. Board, anything on the old business side that you want to address? Jake?
Nothing from me.
Okay, we had put on as a placeholder for new business Chief Mills. But Chief, I understand we're going to pass and put that on August?
Please.
Gotcha, okay. Please, then with that note, we will go on, utility payable vouchers, pages 6 through 19.
Make a motion to accept the utility payable voucher register of claims.
Dan makes a motion to
I'll
approve.
second that.
Warren seconds. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, pose same sign. Okay, that takes us to miscellaneous business. Board, there was another item that we were asked to clarify in our personnel file, and this one falls with you at the Board of Works because it refers to boat permits. Currently, Board, we had approved a indication in the personnel file for all employees. That is one of their inherent benefits. We certainly welcome that. We promote that, and we'd like the employees, if they want, to take advantage of that. So the question arose sometimes defining that term, and Jake can shed some light on that. So if you want to further discuss this, or if you want to decide to make a motion, but that needs clarified one way or the other so we can spell out if the elected officials are included or not for the boat permits. So there's the question at hand. Jake, what would you like to add?
It's just the distinction between an employee of the city versus, an officer, so to speak, an officer being an elected or appointed position versus a typical employee position.
I don't know what to say.
Well, it's, I don't know, and this is not, pardon me, I can't speak, this is not necessarily Melissa every day, but if you were to guess, Melissa, I mean, out of our 60-some employees, do we have many that take advantage of the boat
I
permits?
can tell you yearly, it's 5, maybe.
Yeah. So
it's
not a lot.
It's not a lot, no.
Yeah, and I don't know if the others will or not either. So,
Well, I personally don't have any problem with rewarding employees, but as far as an elected official myself, I'm gonna pass on that recommendation.
It don't matter one way or the other to me, so. Danny wants to make that.
please, is that your motion?
I will make a motion to permit the employees free boat permits, but not for elected officials.
I'm going to reword it if you don't mind. In other words, we're not going to amend the personnel policy. We're
That's
going to leave it
correct.
intact.
I'll second.
Okay? Board, there's your discussion and motion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed, same sign. Okay, thank you. Just need that clarification. Moving on the agenda, comments by citizens. Melissa, we had none tonight. So that brings us to the end of the Board of Works agenda. Jake, anything you need to add that we might have omitted?
Nothing further from me.
Melissa, anything on the instructions of Sally?
No.
Okay. Board, seek motion to adjourn.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second that motion.
We've adjourned at 5:19. We'll take a quick 10 minutes, and the Common Council will be back at 5:30. Okay, it is 5:30. We will call the Common Council meeting to order, July 13th, here at 5:30 in the council chambers of City Hall. We'll start tonight with our invocation, followed by our pledge. Please stand.
All-wise and merciful Father in heaven, we come to you at this time now, thanking you for this day and all the wonderful blessings of life. Lord, as we meet here tonight as concerned citizens and elected officials, I pray that the decisions that we make here tonight will be not only rewarding to the citizens of Washington County, but also just in your eyes. Lord, we ask that you forgive us of all the many unforgiven sins that we have committed and save us in the end. These favors and all others we ask in Christ's name. Amen.
Everyone, please face the flag. I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Danny. Thank you, Roger. Council, please, we'll start with roll call. Dan, lead us.
Dan Libke, District 1.
Dylan Moore, District 2.
Jake Vissing, City Attorney.
Justin Green, Mayor.
Melissa Day, Deputy Clerk Treasurer.
Randy Lee, District 4.
Roger Pennington at large.
Ricky Main is absent tonight, so we have 4 of 5. We do meet quorum, so we will proceed with the agenda at hand. Council, please, minutes of the June 8th are on pages 1 and 2.
I'll make a motion to approve the June 8th, 2026 meeting minutes.
Dylan makes the motion to approve.
I'll second that motion.
Roger beat you by a hair. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Please, if you will, the minutes of the executive meeting, June 8th, as follows on page 3.
I'll make a motion to approve the executive session minutes from June 8th.
Dylan makes the motion to approve.
I'll second.
Roger seconds. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Okay, please, council, we'll get on with the agenda. The mayor's comments shared with the Board of Works at the 5 o'clock hour. A handful of updates to repeat. The federal highway project on South Main Street is progressing to the point of it is very visual. It's hard not to miss it, quite frankly, on the progress. So this past week, we had some planters that were filled with the appropriate landscaping. We had some sidewalks that were finished and some of their approaches for ADA. We are patching and filling some trenches so there is an even layer to mill. And that milling then will be the next big project, if you will, in that corridor. And that corridor, again, is the south gate of the square, then leading to the Blue River Bridge. And so after the milling is done in the next few days, again, some of this is weather permitting, but the forecast doesn't look bad, then we have pavement scheduled. So right now, plus or minus a day or two, July 20th, you're going to see asphalt go down. Again, in that parameter, there is enough space, if you will, between the entire roadbed. We'll be able to do lane diversions and flagging, so that paving will keep traffic going, but it is scheduled July 20th. Once that paving is done, then certainly there's some cleanup. There's a couple of areas that need some punch list items fixed and finished, but that's pretty much winding down any real crew, real work out of that. It'll be time to move on, and so we're looking forward to that. There's always kind of a goal, if you will, to have that done before school, and so I do believe we're going to meet that, make that happen. Speaking of some construction, we had a groundbreaking. I say we, it wasn't the city's to host, but I certainly went at Mason Manor since our last meeting. Their project out there on 56 East on Hackberry is another ready project in our community. That project is building a large apartment setting on said property. It's all been permitted, all been approved, financing arranged, and moving forward. So there's been quite a bit of work out there, almost a small army, getting site prep ready for foundations and getting that off and running. So you'll continue to see a lot of people out there, and that is a timed project, and so there's some milestones they have to meet, and so we're certainly glad to see that kick off and go and support our housing needs that, as I have said many times, we are checking some boxes and getting that done. And so as we move forward, there's going to be some more housing announcements made. That was a particular project on that site, and hopefully that developer will want to do something once he wraps that one up. When you talk about other construction, we'll move on to CCMG, Community Crossing Matching Grant. The CCMG on Jackson Street is the next one, Council. That's an award and an approval we already have in hand, and so thanks to HWC and our engineers that have got those put in, we've gotten awarded. We've been very happy and successful with that. As a reminder, we're cutting Jackson Street in half. We're kind of dissecting that corridor, and that is a city street. It is no longer state property. As a reminder, we received that road in exchange for the truck route, and so we also then accept the upkeep and maintenance. And so, guys, it's a heavy corridor of traffic. There's a lot of wear and tear, repairs that are coming. If you drive slow enough and look down, there's several cracks appearing. The old roadbed needs work like so many of them do. So the CCMG out there is scheduled, probably be a few days behind this South Main project, quite frankly. A little different out there. That is not down to the dirt. That is not a true complete rebuild like some of our major projects. The CCMG doesn't go quite that far in what it funds. The Community Crossing Matching Grant basically takes the dirt up, the asphalt up, fixes some storm issues, storm drainage. Safety is paramount, and this is one of them where we got to maximize some safety exposure. And so there will be a turn lane for like commercial traffic, commercial businesses on either side of the road to take advantage of that. So a big safety improvement coming with that segment. And so once that one's done, we will look at the south end, southwest end of Jackson, and it'll be mirrored somewhat, except that will have a lot more storm drainage addressed in that application. Hey, it's a hillside. It catches a lot of water comes down and tries to navigate in some of the back streets as well as out on Jackson. So that one's going to be more focused on storm drainage, but it'll all tie in then back to Elm, so the whole corridor, Elm to 160 would be totally addressed. So give you an insight on where that goes and cutting it in half and getting both ends done. Want to say that, hey, this week, change gears a little bit, something to do on Friday night if you're looking for something more. We're having the next On the Bricks series. Food Truck on the Bricks is this Friday. Council, please come see if there's something there you like. I think we have got 7, if not 8 vendors. So we have a great showing. Again, it's a free event. We do these quite often. We're trying to get 2 a month kicked out. We had a little bit of a rain delay on the last one, so we've got to figure out when we can reschedule our picnic on the bricks. Nonetheless, this is Food Truck on the Bricks. Free event, only cost you what you want to buy at the vendor itself. 6 to 8 Friday here on Market Street, aptly named On the Bricks. Lastly, hey, I want to share with you again the community calendar. Please use that, share that, spread the word. The city website, cityofsalemin.com. We launched that, 2 months ago. It's getting a lot of traction. There's a lot of postings, and this is not Salem specific, guys. It was very adamant we wanted to promote our community. That stretches out to Campbellsburg, to Pekin as well, and anything in between. So, you know, a nonprofit, a church, school, Boy Scouts, you name it, they can all use this, share their event, post their event manually. They can send it in here and we can do it, or if it's a true post, a true event on social media, then the technology goes out what they call scrapes every 24 hours. So there's a lot on there already. Check it out, cityofsalemin.com, and then bookmark that homepage, and you can go there anytime, but please check it out. There's a lot on there. Okay, please, we'll get back to the agenda at hand, reports from departments. Your financial statement for the month of June on pages 4 through 11.
motion, we accept the financial statement.
Roger makes a motion to approve.
I'll second.
Dylan seconds. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Your senior center report and calendar is on page 12 and 13. Please take note of that. Naomi has got it put together. And again, by looks, a full month for July. Council, we didn't have anything under unfinished business from last meeting. Jake, did you have anything?
Nothing for me.
Okay, please, we will move on to the new business for tonight. Ordinance 2026-12 is a holiday and bereavement amendment on pages 14 through 16. Jake, tell us what we have here.
So this is just a little bit of cleanup in the personnel policy. One is to get the current list of holidays. There were a few that were missing from the list that needed to be added. And additionally, there was an expansion of the bereavement leave, for some other members of, what you would consider the immediate family. So those have been added in here. If you'd like a little bit more detail on that, I can provide it.
I think you said it. It is a housekeeping item. We're not amending in what was already offered.
That's right. It's just each are slightly expanded.
Got it. Council, Sally prepared this with Jake. They did not see any problems, but please, any questions on ordinance 2026-12?
No new paid holidays, same schedules we had.
Yeah.
So it is, pardon me, I'll get this for you as well. So for holidays, it's adding Martin Luther King Jr. Day, Juneteenth, Columbus Day,
no,
and
we had
Veterans
those.
Day. Okay.
Well, pardon me.
No.
Roger's question is there anything new benefit? We already were giving this to the employees those days.
No, and it was just making that official in the policy. The bereavement was adding one working day for the deaths of a brother-in-law, sister-in-law, niece, nephew, aunt, and uncle. So,
Okay. Okay.
I'll make a motion to approve ordinance 2026-12.
Council, Dillon makes the motion to approve.
I'll second.
Randy seconds. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Next, resolution 2026-01 for the ADA coordinator on page 17 and 18. Again, Sally has left that for us tonight and added this for Jake's review. Basically, Jake, tell us, I think this is just cleaning up the dates and maybe a little bit of additional names, but we already had named Mr. Voles the coordinator. This just puts it in a resolution, is that correct?
that's correct.
As you see, as you're reading down through there about the third whereas, these are important to NDOT to have up to date and reflective of current names. We do check that box with CCMG. When we do things with NDOT, they do make sure we have all of our ADA compliance. They make sure our forms are up to date, and now certainly this resolution kind of narrates all that into one.
Is there any additional training that Ronnie will incur for being named that?
He already is.
He already is.
The resolution is just saying that. So, Dylan, they do, and please forgive me, I don't think they're semi-annual, but there's once a year updates to that. And so they're Zoom or live in that sense. We don't have to travel anymore to those meetings. So yes, there is that opportunity.
If there's no further questions, we'll make a motion to accept resolution 2026-01.
Dan makes a motion to approve the ADA coordinator resolution.
I'll second.
Roger seconds. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Again, resolution 2026-02 is the grievance procedure on pages 19 and 20. kind of plays into that. Jake, I'll let you take that again.
So again, this really flows from the prior resolution where Ronnie Boyles was appointed the ADA coordinator. This is just setting forth the procedure that someone can make an ADA grievance or complaint with Ronnie as that coordinator, sets forth the processes and parameters to go through. You discuss the complaint, resolutions, and adjudicate that process.
So again, to have it in a resolution.
Correct.
Is basically.
It's the formality of putting it into the form of a resolution for a vote and approval.
Is this something that we have to post, like workforce policy or anything like that, Mayor? Or is this just, if somebody asks for it, we give them a copy?
And I don't want to tell you wrong, Sally posts some of this already, and I can't tell you where she has to put that, and I don't think she gave you those. So yes, short answer is yes. This just puts it in a resolution.
I'll make a motion to approve resolution 2026-02.
Jill makes the motion to approve.
I'll second.
Randy seconds. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Okay, next on the agenda, council, we had a discussion last year, matter of fact, a year ago, in the month of August, so a year next month. The General Assembly has tasked local government if they want to do some of their own revenue stream adoptions. The wheel tax was always a thought that the General Assembly has said, why aren't more doing? Gang, this is again discussion only. I'm not here to twist anybody's arm. I'm not here to advocate. I'm not here to say it's a bad idea. This is an information session only. Information for us to think about. The timing of such is because if there's an appetite for further discussion, if you recall last year, you went through this exercise with a September 1 deadline. September 1 meaning if a unit of government was to take a consideration and make it in an ordinance form, it has to be passed prior to September 1st, passed on to the state BMV so it can be enacted January 1 the next year. Loosely translated, it is a revenue stream for motor vehicle highway. The MVH department would theoretically receive monies on vehicle registration renewals that is collected at the BMV at that county office or branch office or sub-office. Those are coded accordingly to your zip code and your residency, and then those funnel back. Guys, it is merely a discussion point to say, you know, we had this thought last year for due diligence. You know, this is my job to present it to you, so we have it in the minutes. We know we at least took time to have conversation. Nobody is saying this is a must. Nobody's saying we're foolish for not pursuing this. Not at all. This is strictly information and purpose of thinking down the road. It's an annual consideration, and gang, we'll probably put it back on the diary for next year if you don't move forward. The reality is why it takes a little more interest this year again is that we are slowly, but it is that time of year to enter budget season and think about some of our revenue shortfalls. The revenue shortfalls in 2027 are still much less than what there's coming down the pike with Senate Enrolled Act 1, SEA 1. We're going to have some further discussions on SEA 1 in the next few months. That does not bite us in the sense of revenue for the calendar year 27, but it's quickly coming. And so as the General Assembly makes some tweaks, there's some things we need to be cognizant of. Council, it's your job as well. And please, we're stewards of thinking what makes sense, what do we need to do to keep the basic services intact in lieu of a budget shortfall. This is, again, not a sales pitch tonight. You asked, we talked about it, and it was something that did not move forward in calendar year 25. You have the opportunity again now, and so there are some things that we would need to do for more discussions in the month of August, if you are so inclined. Not asking for a vote tonight by no way, shape, or form. This was the request of putting it on and gauging the barometer on what you want to do as far as more information. Jake, please, what have I left out?
Yeah, so I guess just a couple things, and you all may all be, aware of this from our discussion last year, but you have the wheel tax and the vehicle excise tax. The wheel tax is applicable to commercial vehicles, generally speaking. The vehicle excise tax is applicable to the passenger vehicles. You have to enact both. You can't just pick or choose one or the other if you were to go this route. The county could also choose to do it as well. Just because Washington County were to do it, if they were, it wouldn't mean that Salem had to do it as well. However, Salem would get some of that tax proceed, and they would have access to it. There's a ratio involved based on population and the amount of roadways. The funds can be used for what you would consider capital expenditures, construct, reconstruct roads, do a repair, but it's not for routine maintenance, so to speak. These are collected through registration fees, so when somebody's paying for their vehicle registration, whether they're renewing it annually or paying in advance and doing it every other year, it would be paid at that time. For the wheel tax, and again, this is the commercial vehicles, the municipality can apply a different tax rate to different classes of vehicles, but they must be at least $5 annually and can be up to $40 annually. For the vehicle excise tax, which is the passenger vehicles, again, you can apply a different tax rate to different classes of passenger vehicles, but they must all be at a rate of at least $7.50 annually and can be up to $25 annually. And I'm happy to discuss a little further if you would like, but again, as the mayor said, if you were to consider this or want to explore this for possible adoption to take effect in calendar year 2027, we would need to act by September 1st of this year. So, ultimately, and the mayor can elaborate on this as well, if there were an indication that this is something the council were interested in, we would probably want to consult with the municipal advisor, get a recommendation for a rate that they would recommend based on, our infrastructure, population, and overall budget.
So a couple questions I have, Jake, right off the bat. Say the county decides they want to enact on this and create a wheel tax. And let's say, future discussion, we decide we're gonna do it. Does somebody living in the city pay that tax twice?
No.
So if the county says they're setting their rate at $10, we set ours at $5, is somebody paying $15, or are they only paying?
It is, unless something's changed, I'll preface that, unless something's changed, it goes off your residence only.
Okay.
And so it is not a dual, you don't pay twice.
So county says, yes, they're doing this, we say, no, we're not doing this. Our community citizens are not gonna be affected by their decisions.
To work it backwards, if a city municipal tax was adopted, our friends outside the corporation boundaries, you're right, they would not pay. It is based on that location. Now, you tell me if there's anything else that I have, that has changed on that, Jake.
Yeah, that matches my understanding as well. So, well, here, I guess if both the county and the city were to adopt it, both would be collected within Salem. So there would still be the county tax and the city tax.
Sorry, it breaks it out. There's a percent breakout then. but you don't pay, I see your point, I'm sorry, I may have said that to lead to some confusion, pardon me. You wouldn't pay the full amount, it wouldn't net to that level of government, because there's a fragmented percent that comes out of that. So, county does it, for example, goodness, New Pekin gets a share, Salem, it's a fragmented sense of how that works.
Yeah, so for Washington County, which is a county that has a population of less than 50,000, 20% of the money that that Washington County collected would be distributed based on the population of the city or town as applicable as a percentage of the total population of the county. That the other 80% of the funds would be distributed based on a ratio of the city or town street mileage or to the overall county mileage.
How many people would this affect or impact in the county? Do we have that number?
BMV and LTAP through Purdue provides that data. Danny, right now, they are still showing 23 data. I'm not sure if that's because plus or minus the number of registrations doesn't change enough, and so they're still using the 23 data. What that means is those counties, that's where they're getting their data, and we can pull out again, but as of today, they don't give me, this number doesn't say how many, it goes in dollars. So that's assuming you either do the minimum or the maximum, whatever each county has as far as total registrations. It doesn't break out the number of registrations here. And to your question, LTAP may be able to go dive deeper and get that to us if you were so inclined for more data for August.
I noticed in our crowd tonight, we do have a county commissioner and a county councilman. Would either one of you gentlemen know that number off the top of your head?
I do not.
Okay.
No, I don't.
Thank you, and I wasn't trying to put you on the spot. You know that.
You're fine.
And to Jake's point, would not want you to proceed without a little bit of guidance from financial advisor and what their opinions would be, whether you were to even consider minimums or somewhere off the minimums. But again, discussion only, guidance, that was what was on the docket for tonight, to know how you, board, want to proceed with the August agenda. Point being, you get more data, you allow me to show you more if you're so inclined. That doesn't pin you to anything for August. Certainly, if you would like Jake to finish up and have more flow charts, if you want Danny's question answered, those, again, nothing has committed you to anything if you want that information.
I personally would like to have more information on it.
I think it would be wise of us to get some more information on it and not committing ourselves to anything.
Yeah.
Jake, a verbal just asking for more, is that reasonable enough for you to move on, or do you want that in a motion?
No, that's all we need. If there's council members that like more information on it, I think that's enough. We don't necessarily have to have a vote or even a majority. It would be, if there's council members showing interest, I mean, and again, obviously, we can proceed as you see fit, but I think gathering more information and discussing at the next meeting would be valuable.
Okay. All right, please, council, we will proceed next. The general accounts payable voucher claims, pages 21 through 55. Chief.
motion to accept the general accounts payable voucher register of claims.
Dan makes a motion to approve.
I'll second.
Andy seconds. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Okay, miscellaneous business, excuse me, we kind of had a mirror of this in the Board of Works, only it was for the boat permits, being the Board of Works and Public Safety governs that decision. This decision, council, is similar in the sense there was some question and some clarity needed on employees who do have the benefit of having both a off-road vehicle or a boat permit because of their affiliation with the city of Salem. And so to clarify, there needed to go before you guys do oversee the roads, the streets, in the sense through the PD. A little different, not actually the physical building of the streets, but through the allowance and what's in city code. And so Jake has got that on here tonight for us as well. There is not a right or wrong answer here, it just needs clarified. And so the Board of Works and Public Safety, just to give you context, said, well, I'll give them that official, unless you want to, Jake, that the employees were considered yes and leave it intact, so they chose not to amend the personnel policy, which is the question you're being asked, Council. Would you entertain, do you want to entertain amending the personnel policy to read elected officials? I'll let Jake finish that.
Yeah, and generally, the elected officials are treated the same as public employees for public employee benefits. This is along those same lines. However, within, Salem's personnel policy, there's a little bit different of a consideration between an employee versus an elected official or officer. So that therein lies the uncertainty about whether this would be applicable to elected or appointed officials or not. So that gives you the context for the decision making. As the mayor stated at the Board of Works meeting, the Board of Works felt it was appropriate to just keep that as employees only and not include the elected officials within that to get that benefit. So that, that's the context, and this is for, again, off-road vehicle permits.
I have a side by side, and I feel the same way. Let's just leave it alone.
And I think Danny spoke to that in our Board of Work Boat Safety meeting, I think. No, just let's not.
Please,
forward
Roger,
with anything.
your motion to not amend personnel policy.
That's correct.
I'll
Motion
second that
made,
motion.
Danny seconds, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Okay, got that put to bed, and so, again, Sally will make that, not amendment, make that notated that that is excluded. Okay, that comes to the end of the agenda. Comments by citizens. You have 2 minutes per speaker, and so Jake handles those. So Jake, I'll turn it to you.
Connie Pendergraft, could you please, are you able to approach the podium and give your name and address for the record, please?
Yes.
Connie Pendergraft, Hayes Avenue, Salem. And I've not been here for quite a few months because I was struck down with laryngitis. So I had a few things to ask about. The new garbage collectors. Levin's sold out to another company. Do we know the company's name? Are they gonna keep it, whole name? Do we know anything about it?
I'm not sure if they're keeping the same name, like in terms of company name.
Yeah, because they've got trucks, like 2 or 3 trucks out on the streets they're blocking the roads and hollering out streets to go to. So they're actually out there trying to figure it out. And I was just wondering how far back this was known that they could have checked that out.
We typically don't answer questions, but Connie, please let me add some context there. There was some personnel change this week, so I'm assuming maybe you heard some of that today or last week, last Friday or Thursday. That's not the new company that has absorbed the Blevins, so that is still the current. He has got a different set of employees in Salem this week.
Them trucks look nice. And also, this was last year, I couldn't talk. Y'all relocated water meters from one side of our driveways just to the other side, and then left a mess in our driveway. Some people's got their driveways fixed, some people didn't. Was that something we really needed to do?
Again, we typically don't do the back and forth public speaking or public comments. That's one we'll have to put to the utility office. Yes, Connie, there was some double setters that went in for redundancy that needed to be. If yours didn't get finished, please, they need to know in that office across the hall. I'll tell them tomorrow. What's your exact numerics on Hayes?
904.
904. Okay.
And I did check into some of the stuff about the wheel tax. And from what I understood, Indiana Bureau of Motor Vehicles said they're not going to be liable to adopting the entity or any taxpayer for actions taken under that section.
Correct. Yes, they have nothing to do with it. They just collect it.
They will collect it.
Yeah.
So again, and how many apartments are going to be at Mason Manor?
That's the developer's number. I think 43, 44. I don't know.
Are there going to be 2?
Yeah, they've had several press releases on it. It's quite a sizable project, and they're both sides of their driveway, yes.
40-some of them. And I also saw that on the wheel tax, what it's designed to pay, it can also pay existing infrastructure bonds. So how does a person know when you vote something like that in? We've got so many taxes paying for roads. It just goes on and on and on. It's always another road tax. So how do we know what it's actually going to be used for if it's on the agenda to vote?
There is no decision
There is no-
to use it or earmark it. That's a true statement, but no, there's no decision to earmark it for any particular cost.
Okay. And what's up with Lake Celinda?
Well, I think we're 2 minutes up. What particular question? I'll get back to you.
Well, there's camper areas.
Yeah.
But if you got a big camper, you're going to run into trouble.
We're not done. Let me call you. What's your phone number, and I'll let you in on all of it.
Well, I just had some relatives wondering about the camping
Yeah,
situation.
they can't use it, so please tell them not to be out there.
And I said,
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Okay, until next time, I think that's about it. I hope I keep my voice. Thank you.
The next name on the list, I think it may be Jim.
Tim,
Is it Tim?
I think.
Last name starts with a B. It's at Inez Drive. Okay. I'm sure you remember me. Yes. Name and address for the record, please.
Tim Bryant. I'm going to use the office address since that's what it affects right now. It's 507 Inez Drive, Salem, Indiana.
Okay.
Of course, as you know, I got the mobile home park and
2 minutes to comment, and again, as the mayor said, you know, it's public comments, not necessarily a question and answer session or a debate
well, I
forum,
was put on the agenda and I was taken off without any consent. And this goes back
What agenda item would you have? Would it be, it would have to be an actionable item for the council to consider, a resolution or an ordinance?
Well, it considers the brush not being picked up for one. I mean, this man lives next door, and we shouldn't be allowing brush over here when he likes to have a clean community. I mean, I don't know. I'm hearing all kinds of stuff. I mean, this discrimination crap has went on since I've started. I mean, where does it stop? I mean, I've been told where to put the damn sign at, and I owned all the property. The camper was an 87-year-old Navy veteran, which I was trying to help. That was complained. Then I got a call last week about a fence post next to you, and they're raising Cain about that. Well, that's on the survey. I mean, I don't know where this stops. The mayor has a personal vendetta, and that's just the way it is. I mean, I've been told as far as, I mean, I know a lot of people here. I mean, I grew up here. Everything gets back in a small town to people. I mean, I don't like the fact that I'm being told that he's going to spend every penny the taxpayers have to stop me doing housing. I'm approved for 49 more units. The city needs this revenue on water and sewer. I mean, this didn't have to go this far. But I mean, I'm just like Trump. I'm going to call it out. Like me or not, that's just who I am. I mean, if a person don't like me, then tell me. I'll shake your hand. I mean, even if you got a problem, come over. You're my neighbor. But I don't think it's right that I put brush down here, and and I know that you like your community clean. We've discussed this. It's no secret that I was going to develop this park. I told you that. I mean, even if you got a problem, come to me. I don't want to put brush over next to your house, and you have to look at it because I'm being told, well, we can't pick it up for some reason. They've picked this up for years. The street department has been excellent. The police department, they've been excellent. Good people. Even the fire department, first responders, excellent job you've done in my park. But I mean, I don't understand why we're having an issue over the water. I mean, we had an agreement, not between you, I guess, but it was in the agreement that once I developed, I guess you guys are needing to go down 060 across Danny's there to get more pressure or something that was mentioned. I said, well, in order to do that, when I get this developed, all I'm asking is for the city to come in here and put the water line. I know the meters have to be paid for. I've done paid for all the sewer lines.
Have you scheduled this? When do you want the line in?
Just whenever.
It's the first I'm hearing of it.
I'll jump in.
First I'm hearing of it. You need to call and ask and get these things scheduled. Tim, there's nothing stopping you. The state of Indiana gave you your permit. The Plan Commission went through your hearing and told you what you had to do on your property. If there's something wrong, we're just merely trying to make sure it makes sense for everybody. You want that water line in, all I need to do is know, so these guys can schedule it.
I was going to say, if you're working.
First I've heard of it. If you're ready, we'll schedule it this week.
That'll be fine. I mean, you can see where I'm at. I'm aggravated because I
please.
love this community.
All you gotta do is call. And this is not a council item, by the way. Board of Works does the utilities, so you're at the wrong body. It should have been something to ask the Board of Works if you had a question. All you gotta do is call in.
You can see where I'm at. I mean, it's just.
Well, I want to say that I am glad that you're here. I'm glad the investment you're making. And I'm willing to try to do anything that I can to see that that has a lot of success up there, because I know that you're providing a much needed housing issue in our community. And I think your park looks good. Looks like it's well maintained. And I'm happy you're making the investment here.
I appreciate that. I mean, anybody that knows, I mean, Danny, you remember when the park was there, that thing has been run down for years. It used to be a party pad. We all know that. I mean, there can't nobody in here say that I haven't. I mean, I've pumped thousands of dollars in here. I mean, you would think that the town would want this. I mean, the revenue, and I don't know, I've heard rumors that the city doesn't think I'm paying taxes. I'm getting taxed on stick-built homes. I don't know. I'm hearing all kinds of crap. It's just, it's aggravating.
Yeah.
If somebody will make this right, I'll appreciate it. And so will the tenants. I mean.
That's why it's moving forward.
I appreciate you.
Yeah.
Thanks.
I believe it's John, is it John Smith on Bryant Drive? Okay. Do you have anything to speak on, or would you like to continue down to the next speaker? Okay. I believe it's Donald? Yes. Bryant Drive? Yeah. If you could approach and state your name and address for the record.
My name is Don O'Neill, I live at 421, Lot 21, Bryant Drive. We came last time here for the last hearing y'all had about the complaints about the water. The guy lived behind us over there said the water's running in his yard. Yeah, he was here.
It may have been a plan commission meeting.
Yes. He said the water's running in his yard. Well, if you look, go to his house, the water runs down, he got a big steep hill in his yard. The water's running down into our place,
What's your address?
421. When he comes, it runs in behind the building, the office building and all that stuff. And, he's, don't want to do nothing. I mean, he put a drainage in his backyard. I don't know if he got a permit for that or not, I don't know. But Tim's been a nice guy. He's helped out a lot of people, a lot of poor people like us. And he really bends out backwards trying to make everybody happy. If you got a problem, he takes care of it. He might not get to it right at that time, but he will get to it, I love living there because there's no drama there or nothing. And he's doing everything he can to get it built more so more people can come in. That's more benefits for the city. I appreciate it. Thanks a lot.
And I believe the next is Donnie. It looks like Neil.
That's him.
Okay. There were two names. Okay. And that's it on the list?
All right, that's got them all addressed. Okay, council, was anything we omitted? Jake?
I had a couple things. This time of year, the fireworks situation, I've got several complaints. I don't know if you had too.
Oh, yeah.
About, the large booming fireworks that are going off. And I've had I've had several citizens that live close to some firework sales businesses that are concerned about some safety issues with those being set off in the parking lot of the establishment. And obviously I want to listen to their concerns, and that's my job. And I just wanted to start the discussion tonight if there's something that we maybe can do in the future. I spoke with Councilman Lipke about this, to maybe make sure that those fireworks aren't being set off in the parking lot of the establishment. I think from a safety standpoint, it makes a lot of sense. I know the fire chief's here, and at that time of year when I was on the fire department, that's always a very hazardous time of year. You have a lot of potential accidents and fires, and so I want to listen to our people, and we've got several that just want to know if it's something that we can think about in the future.
You're right, that comes up every year. My phone on and off several times over the holiday. Jake, do you want to speak to Indiana code and the problems that Indiana has with regulating that?
Honestly, top of mind, I couldn't tell you, where the regulation is on fireworks. It's something that we can definitely look into.
There's a provision that was adopted by many general assemblies ago that, to your point, gives a window of basically gratis.
It is. It's very vague. I did read some of those statutes, and there are some limitations on distances that I think could probably be pushed if we needed to do that. Obviously, before anything like that happens, it's easier to try to solve these issues by just communicating with somebody. But I think we do have that ability if it is a route that we want to take.
If you would refresh that, and both chiefs, you may want to look at it too. That does become a real enforcement problem. Point taken, absolutely, they get loud.
Yeah, and I don't live next to one, but if I did, it would probably be very annoying if they were constantly being set off. Obviously, everybody has the right to do what they want to do to an extent. To an extent. But it's just, I wanted to start that discussion tonight and just make the council aware that we do have some citizens that are concerned about that.
Sure. Yep.
And then I had prepared a statement about the wheel tax and feel like that I probably need to read that now. I didn't really talk about that, but it's about a 2-minute statement. If you don't care, Mr. Mayor, I'd like to read this. I understand the argument. The state of Indiana has changed the way local governments are funded. Cities and towns are feeling the pressure. There's no question that local government must deal with these challenges. But I also believe there's a fundamental question we have to ask ourselves. When government faces financial challenges, should our first response be to ask taxpayers for more money? Or should our first response be to take a good hard look at how government spends the money it already has? And I believe the answer is clear. I believe government should live by the same principles that families have to live by every day. When a family experiences rising costs, they don't immediately ask for more money. They review their budget, they cut unnecessary spending, they delay projects that can wait. They focus on needs before wants. They make difficult decisions. Government should do the same. Before we ask working families, senior citizens, small business owners to pay another tax, we owe them something first. We owe them proof that every current tax dollar is being spent wisely. A wheel tax may seem small on paper, but to many families, every dollar matters. Government often says it's only $25 or it's only $40, but those dollars matter to the single mother trying to balance her budget, to somebody living on a fixed income, to a young family that's already paying higher grocery bills, higher utility bills, higher insurance, and higher fuel. So government should never lose sight of the fact that every time that it collects a tax dollar, it comes from somebody who worked really hard to earn it. And just another concern that I have is that history has shown that temporary taxes like a wheel tax have a way of becoming permanent. Once government creates a new source of revenue, it rarely disappears. So today's solution often becomes tomorrow's expectation. I also reject the idea that raising taxes is our only option. The easiest answer is always another tax. The harder answer is to examine every budget and see if there's ways that we can operate government more efficiently. I'm interested in, let's see here, that's the kind of leadership that I think that we should provide. And some people say every other community has a wheel tax, and my response is simple. I'm not interested in doing something simply because other people are doing it. I'm interested in doing what's right for Salem, and I think we have a choice. I think we can choose to grow government, or we can choose to grow our economy. And I want to grow our economy. So I am very leery of a wheel tax. I have a lot of concerns. I think we discussed it last year, and not to drag this out, but I do think that we had discussions that, correct me if I'm wrong, that not all of the money that's collected here necessarily stays here. Some of that money can be used in Marion County to improve their roads, or Monroe County to improve Bloomington's roads. There's no guarantee that even if that was enacted, all those funds are going to remain here. So I have a very hard time taking money from local people and shipping it somewhere else. So I am not interested in pursuing the wheel tax, but if there's other council members who would like some more information, I understand that. But I have pretty strong feelings about it with the way that our economy is and the way that we're already stressed. I just want to be very careful because these decisions we make are very important to a lot of people.
Yep. Thank you. I believe that was the opening statement I made. This was strictly information and certainly not a decision. We have a due diligence as elected officials to present information. We wouldn't be doing our job if we didn't. And so there is a lot of comparables that you can marry up to this. The current gas tax is a prime example. If you think that gas tax is coming back here 100%, you're fooling yourself. But that's the world we live in. That's not the discussion for tonight. Thank you for listening. And again, that was the request to put it back on the agenda. That's why it was there. No decisions, nor is there a push for this any way, shape, or form. We've got a job to do, and information is one of those things. So, council, with that, I'll seek motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
6:24. Thank you.